Welcome back to episode 5 of our Kenshi Survival Enhanced series. We are starting our farming, but it's going to be a little slow. Mainly because we don't have water, we don't have fertilizer, and because of that, the sand potatoes aren't going to be able to produce. It does say 5%, but it's already telling us we need water for it to continue. It's also possible they might die too, so we have to be very careful that they don't die. The best part, though, is we do have a rain collector. In the desert, it's probably not going to give us much, sadly, unless we get really lucky. But shops sell the water for really cheap, and the fertilizer is going to be slow, but the shops sell sand potatoes, and we should actually add another compost for green fruit. Mainly because green fruit's pretty easy to buy as well. Change height with plus. That's about as high as it gets. Fair enough. So having two composts going at the same time, because it's so slow and so taxing, would be the best choice in my opinion. And yeah, we'll get onto that, go shopping, and Plant can continue to make all these nice fences for us, because she's got a lot of work to do. Anyways, we'll get into it. Okay, Dezirka's gone shopping, and we are able to sell basically everything that we don't need. Cleaned up camp pretty much. Heart protectors are pretty cool for basic, but we've got some really good stuff. So we don't need the second bow. We're going to keep the really cool scrap knight axe, because it's technically a katana, and Dezirka's working on that. Might give up that one, but I'm not sure if it's better. It doesn't... It seems like it's better, even though it's smaller. But this one has a better damage versus robots and stuff. Anyways. Oh, I forgot to pause it. All good. So, we can go shopping. We can grab what we need. There is 13 potatoes, which we will grab. Green fruit. There's no green fruit? Huh. Maybe because it's the deserty sort of place. Green fruit is usually pretty popular. What else could we possibly make for compost, though? Sand potatoes, green fruit, animal... Yep, okay. And fowl meat. Which, unfortunately, they don't sell any of those. We'll buy the flowers just to be safe. It's sad that you can't make, like, quinoa or a hemp. Yeah. Sander roots. So I guess we're just going to have to survive on sand potatoes, basically, in this deserty area. 13's good, but we definitely need more than that. Unlucky on the survival manuals, too. We need the water. There's only 2. Water should last a while. It's a really big-sized icon, and it does have a lot in it, usually. With most things that need water, water survives a long time. Yeah, we might be lucky, and there's a chance the pubs sell water, but they won't sell anything else that we want. We'll quickly check the adventuring shop. There might be a chance there's some more research items here, but most likely we won't be lucky. Unfortunate. Can't think of anything we desperately need other than that. We can get another backpack. Yeah, we can buy another backpack. That's fine. We're sitting with a really nice amount of money. And we'll just go to the bars just to see if they've got any water for us. And the bars do have water. Very lovely. They do have water jugs, but that doesn't count. I really don't know what that's really used for. And I don't think you can use that in exchange for water. I like the mods that make it into food, but yeah. We'll quickly check the other bar before we go back, and that should be it for our shopping trip. There's a weapon shop and a armor shop here, but we really don't have a use for buying any stuff like that yet. And 5 more water. Definitely a way of training strength. My favorite way to train strength is water. Super cheap and it weighs a ton. But for the moment, we're using it for farming. And it's on the way back with 73% encumbrance. That might get you a strength level by the time we get back, Zazurka. Especially seeing as you're sitting on 16 strength already. Man, we're making you do a lot of work. Zazurka's back, and we just had to build ourselves another drying rack because the amount of meat coming in is insane from these rats. That all of our drying racks are completely full of 10 meat, and it's taking forever for them to dry. And we have way too much meat, so we don't have to worry too much about that at all. Which makes me wonder why we're getting so much of this, but we'll be fine. We're going to need it eventually. So let's put all the water in, and that's going to start counting down. And into the sand potatoes, we're going to get ourselves some more fertilizer. And with the rest of it, we'll just put it into storage. There we go. And the fertilizer will be done soon. And it's still saying it needs water, though. Huh. Interesting. Hopefully that changes when the day comes up, because that also affects plants, I think. And when we get our piece of fertilizer, which will happen soon. We have our piece of fertilizer. Ukib can now quickly transfer that over to the farm. And let's hope that that's enough. Yes. So now you can see the water's going down, fertilizer's going down. That should go down really slowly. The growth rate's jumped up from 6 to 87. It's just not registered there, but that's fine. And that should reap in some sand potatoes soon. Very nice. Now, as that's growing very nice and slow, but it's doing well, we are definitely going to keep this sand potato farm, even if we're not going to use it for food, because now we have a steady supply of fertilizer. So we might as well just cycle this constantly to constantly produce more fertilizer in case we need it in the future for producing like hemp, for producing any sort of healing type of plant. Definitely a good idea for the future, because food seems to definitely be settled with all the dry meat. And I think Ragnar still has enough in his... Yep, he's got too much meat again, because these machines are full. Constantly full. We'll have to see how quickly does it take for dried meat to work on the campfire. Right-click the campfire, work on that. It's about the same speed, or a teeny-weensy bit faster. But it keeps Ragnar busy, so I'll add that to his gigantic list of things to do. For whenever he's got nothing to do, he can cook on the campfire. Because these bat rats are doing really well. Oh, and we are under attack. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of hungry bandits. We are most likely going to lose that. We get outnumbered way too easily. Oh, crap. We gotta go running again. So everyone please just ditch as best as you can. Keeping things in the backpack is always a really good idea, because then we can just ditch the backpack. And weapons actually do weigh us down, so we'll ditch the weapons as well. And with that, we've got all our naked people just running away. Please don't die. We're usually pretty quick. Nice. Because of our running tactics, we were getting a bit of athletics on everyone. And wow, Zazurka is fast, catching up to them all. We've definitely conquered the runaway tactic. Okay, guards, save us, please. We can't defend ourselves. That is sort of our next step. As a party, we need to be able to defend ourselves. Because we can't just keep running away from hungry bandits like this. But Hungry Bandits don't actually drop anything good, so... Oh, we'll fight this one. Let's get a nice view. Let's get some punch-ups. Bunch of naked people fighting. Okay, a couple of red numbers will be fine. Bit of toughness never hurt anyone. Can steal a couple weapons before we go. And they're all going back to their jobs. I was wondering why they were instantly happy to leave. We should get everyone... Oh, yeah, sure, we'll show you our gear. We don't care. We should get everyone off jobs. Okay, good. That collectively does it. And then we'll get Plant, I think it is, who's medic. Yeah, we'll do Plant with medic. Just to save anybody who got hit. Just a little bit of damage. But for the most part, a very good escape. Okay, everyone's happy. We can head back home. And everyone's back to living the good life, building, back to work with all their armor, which I always have to try and remember who's got whose. And all good. And Plant has gotten to an engineering of 50. She has been doing insanely well with all of the building of fences. Unfortunately, we still have a few gaps here on this area. On the southern, actually got a lot of gaps. My goodness. It's going to take us forever to get these fences done. But she's still working on it, and Zirkit is getting just enough sticks to consistently get the plant to keep working on it all. Yeah, it's a bit of a big project, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Bean's doing a bit of strength training because we don't need that much food, so she's only working on grubs. So she's getting a bit of strength training to get her weight up, because she cannot carry very many heavy things, including all of the bolts that she needs to carry when she's going to be an archer. So just a little bit of strength training will help with that. There was a few hungry bandits on the horizon, so we might have to make a run for it if they circle around to us again. But that's the current update for the moment. And we're going back to it. Well, we have 2 hungry bandits just strolling through our place. They're hobbling and not looking so great, so let's just, you know, attack unprovoked. Why not? Might as well get some XP out of it. Ragnar, where'd your weapon go? I forgot to give you back your weapon. Plank, that's right. I thought Plank was a plank. I keep forgetting that's his weapon. But, that was easy. Ragnar can finish up the rest. Nice. And they might die soon. That one's dying soon. This one might come back up to its feet once he's regained consciousness. But in all honesty, 2 hungry bandits in the middle of our house is not going to be a problem. I'm just worried if they've got friends. But little by little, we'll get stronger and be able to fend off a bunch more. Well, some bandits on Bean's little trip have fallen prey to the guards, and we just pickpocketed one just to make sure we can get a little bit of training with her bow. And that was a lovely 29. Missed. No, 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 no. Let's get out of melee. This is not doing the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. Nice, 24. Nice, 25. And that's some free levels there. Oh, 50% of a level. But a little bit of dexterity as well helps. Bit of toughness because she got hit. Every little bit counts. Let's see if any of them are playing dead, because that is the cheaty way to do it. It's not really cheating, it's just a way of allowing you to fight some weaker opponents. Is if it says playing dead on the top of it... Oh, actually it's in here, sorry. I was looking at the wrong spot. Recovery coma is usually what it'll be, or dying or dead. But yeah, none of them are playing dead because they got completely wrecked. Bean will be fine. But yeah, we got a little bit of XP, and that helps. The sand potatoes are growing at 89%. You can actually see the textures there. They actually look really cool. And we've barely gone through... actually, we've gone through 1 water and 1 fertilizer. We had 2 in total. So, hopefully when it gets to 100%... Yeah. Once it gets to 100%, all you have to worry about is water. That is good to know. Hopefully that's true. It might not be. It might still need fertilizer, but we'll have to see how that goes. And then we might be able to keep up the... Oh, we made another fertilizer. Nice. Ukib can take that from this distance. And does he have enough distance to give it to the farm? He does. Good. Sweet. It's a long distance to put it over, but that's okay. And in all honesty, we can probably destroy this green fruit one. It's not doing any favors for us. And a herd of goats has come through our area. Which... Oh, they've got a baby goat who's gotten stuck behind our fence. That's good to know the fence works. We added this little extra front bit so we couldn't get surprised as easily. But it's good to know that the fence is working very well at the spots that it is completely finished. But goats are very... How do you say it? Misleading? They seem like a very easy opponent because it's a goat. But these goats have like giant bones on top of their head and put up quite a fight. The bone dog from last episode is still hanging around and doing nothing because we don't have any corpses to give him at the moment. But as you can see, bone dog's 180 health. Goats can actually give bone dogs a run for their money sometimes, especially if there's a nice herd of them. So they're passive mobs, which is really nice. And we don't want to deal with them. Maybe when we're stronger. But as you can see, the playing dead. The 2 bandits in our area are playing dead. I was for sure this one was going to die. He is almost dead. But we might as well provoke him. Easiest way is you try and steal whatever they're wearing. If not, you give them something and try and steal it from them. Because giving them something is free. You don't even need a sleight of hand check or a stealth check to do it. But a stealing chance of 3% is like a guaranteed failure. Which then means you got caught stealing. And they try and attack you, usually. Oh, he's got limb trauma, so he's actually going unconscious. Also, who's our character that's trying to get stealth? It is Dezerka. Okay, so we should get Dezerka over here, because constantly failing stealing actually does give you some levels. Thievery. So we've already gotten Zerkit to level 5 stealing on accident. So this is a great way to cheat, sort of. It's a great way to train. So I'll be doing that for a little bit, whilst these guys are dying in the middle of our place. And we'll see what level we get to before they die. Well, just a little update. We are now at a 36% chance to steal with a 59 thievery. Basically, whenever you fail something in Kenshi, it still counts it as you learning. So if you fail to beat up a mob and they cut you down, you get some toughness. So you fail to build something, you fail to farm, you fail to produce something correctly, you fail to do medics very well. Anything you sort of fail, you still get experience for. And thieving and stealth in this game is completely broken. I don't use it anymore these days because it just breaks the game. It's too easy to do. But you can see how easy it is to get 59 thieving after just a couple of minutes of constantly successfully and unsuccessfully. So we got the 36% there, and we failed the 36%. And we've gotten up to 68% of a level. Let's do a couple more whilst the game is paused. So the best part is you can do this while the game is paused. And time does not pass. And now we're at level 60 Thievery after 2 more of those. So it's just insane how easy it is to do that, because the game doesn't expect you to succeed and fail on downed enemies like this. So we're basically picking on a guy who's practically lost his leg and is lying on our floor. And if you do want to get good at thieving and stealthing, this is the way to do it. Pick on hungry bandits early in the game. Even late game you can still pick on them. And that's how you get it. We're not going to use this much, but it's going to be nice for Dezerka to have thieving in case we need it later on. After almost 10 minutes later, we've gotten ourselves 90 thieving, and the grind is pretty slower up into the 80s and 90s because of, obviously, 80s and 90s, but it's still relatively fast for Kenshi, where everything is usually pretty slow. I didn't also remember to mention that we're sitting with the 0.8 times racial bonus, so this is even slower than it could be. So if you want super fast, you should go, I think, is it Greenlander? The humans? When they have a 1.2 times to dexterity things, which I do believe includes thievery. So that would be even faster. So this is probably going to take me half an hour in total. And it would be probably not even maybe 20 minutes you could do it from 0 to 99 on a Greenlander. So yeah, insanely crazy. And we might have to try it out sometime, going into some sort of fancy place and stealing something for fun. And showing off how amazing Dezerka can be. So we'll catch you at 99. Oh boy, oh, that was well over 2.5 hours of just non-stop right-clicking. My poor hand and my mouse are happy that is over. I was not expecting that to be exponentially less XP every time. And I was wrong about the 99, it's actually 100 is the max level. So congratulations to Dezerka to Thievery. 100 from constantly stealing the pants, armor, and at one point I gave him my boots because it was close enough to steal from, but the pants seemed to be the... Oh my goodness, we can't even finish at 100. We can't steal even at 100% at level 100. It's 61%. Probably because of our dexterity, or because we're at 0.8 for learning, or because of whatever it is we're doing. But the cool thing is if you undress them into their inventory, it's 110% chance of stealing from here. But you don't get XP if it's over 100%. So it's such a weird system. It rewards... I was doing some testing with the percentage as it's going up, because it doesn't give you exact numbers in this game, as always. But for failing a steal, it was at least 3 to 4 times more profitable in terms of percent and XP than it was to successfully steal. Which, I mean, is good, but bad, because you're being rewarded for failing more than you're being rewarded for succeeding, which I don't think works, but that's just my opinion. But we have a level 100 skill now, and I am not doing that again. And that was one of the easiest skills to get to 100. Oh, man. There's a reason why maybe people use XP boosts in this game to try and double or times 5 the XP with mods to get to that 100 a lot easier. But in all honesty, 60 is a really easy level. That took me around about 5-ish minutes to get to 60, maybe not even 5 minutes. Then from 60 to 80 was not even 10 minutes. 80 to 90 was a good solid, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes. But then after that, it was like 2 hours from 90 to 100. Because the way Kenshi does it with XP is you don't get XP drops. Everything still costs the same XP, so every time I was going to steal from him successfully or unsuccessfully, each of those had a set value for XP. But every level you go up reduces the XP you get. So at level 1, or at level 0 I think it is, you get 100% XP from whatever you're doing. Then you go up and up, and it starts going down to 90% XP from what you get, 80%, all the way down to 0% XP at level 100. So as you see, we get no green bar moving. Nothing happens even if we succeed or fail on the Thieve, because we'll always stay at 0% at level 100. There are mods to increase that and all that, but we don't have those on because, my goodness, getting to 100 was enough. Anyways, so that was us getting from level 1 to 100 in a couple hours, almost 2.5 to 3 hours. And this guy right here with the limb trauma was our helpful little buddy that got us there. And for, I guess, fun sakes, we're keeping his clothes because we deserve it by now. But there's not much left in the episode for today, especially since I've spent that much on thieving. What we'll do is we'll just skip ahead to try and get these sand potatoes. They're at 92%. Gonna have to see what happens when we get to 100% to see if they start producing some and see if they'll keep using fertilizer. That will be an interesting thing to find out. But we'll speed it up and get to where that is. Rounding up the 99 to the 100, and we have successfully got growing plants. It needs workers on there, which is very nice to see. Oh, so it's just like a normal plot. So the time left to harvest is 67 hours. Plant, I think, is going to be our planter. Farming. Farming's a laboring skill. No, plant was going to be the scientist. She has a bit of laboring, but who could be good at farming? I mean, Bean's not doing anything. So we could make Bean the farmer, because everyone else, oh my goodness, 61 laboring skill. 43, 45, 18, 24. Ragnar's actually getting cooking skill, which is really cool. The fact that this is giving him cooking skill, the other stuff wasn't. So him cutting on rocks and working on the dry meat over there wasn't working on cooking skill. But cooking on the fire was really cool, and it's giving him some skill. So that's actually probably providing him faster dried meat than it is on the racks, which means we've got a rack that's completely unused at the moment. So nicely done, Ragnar. So what we'll do is we'll get Bean to come over here and harvest the sand potatoes. Oh, she's actually in town. She's busy strength training. So we'll speed that up and get her to harvest and see how that works. Now, as Bean was returning, I did notice the fertilizer and the water go down in quantity. So that is really unfortunate to see that it still uses fertilizer and water whilst the plants are maximum growth. As it says, it only needs water after it, so I do believe that that is lying, which is rather unfortunate. And we're creating sand potatoes. Very slowly, and only one per crop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if we only get 10 sand potatoes from this, this is a really bad return. Because your level in farming affects the harvesting yield and the harvesting speed, but not by a ton. Let's speed this up. Oh, wait, what's she doing? No, Bean, I said go over here. Focus on working on this. Okay, so that's 4. There's 6 plants. There's 5 plants to go. So she got a double yield from one of them. That one failed. That one failed. That one succeeded into 7. That one succeeded into 8. That one succeeded as well. So it's going to start back to 0. So we've got 10 potatoes, which is very nice, the average. She got 3 levels of farming, which is nice. But 10 potatoes just gets us like 1 fertilizer, and it took 2 fertilizer to get it to this point. So it's a net loss, which is very weird. You'd expect to, like, you know, produce better than what you got. And it used like 3 water as well. 2.5 water, 2.5 fertilizer. Gonna have to keep trying this out to see if it is actually useful, but this does not seem very useful at all. Anyways, we did a decent amount today. Plant has successfully made a lot more of the walls. There's only 2 or 3 missing from this side here. Got a nice little entrance over here. Plant's working on the corners here. Oh, there's a gap that she's missed for the moment. But in due time, definitely making some nice progress. Keeping on top of our sticks and wood. The Hungry Bandits are not looking so great. But they did provide us with our first level 100 and probably our last level 100 skills, seeing how that goes. But we can put this to a little bit of use later on when we go into places that we don't really care for. We're not going to rob the Shek Kingdom because we like them and we want them to like us. But we might go rob some other guys eventually and show off the 100 skill. Get a little bit of money for us. But I don't like abusing it. That's the problem. That makes the game a bit too easy when you have a very high skill of thieving and stealth and assassination and all that. But we can try it out just for a little bit. And the sand potatoes produced not that much. Oh well. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll catch you next time when we try and figure out how to get better farming. Yes. Anyways, see you next time, guys. Bye.